whole complex came when I was held back in first grade. And I don't remember anyone saying like, you're stupid, but I put that complex on me. And I wore the label for a very long time. I am stupid. And that made me shy, pull in, and not want to speak in front of people because I thought if I spoke up and I slurred my words or I stuttered or said something wrong, people would judge me. And so I basically stopped being an inquisitive child and struggled through school pretty much my whole career.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Flip That Shit. I am your host, Stacey Urig, and today my guest is Sabrina Schottenhamel. I said your name right?
Correct.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
So for those of you not familiar with the podcast, let me just give you a quick little synopsis about how this all came about. So Flip That Shit really came out of this idea that we're all working with a story. We're all walking around with lenses through which we see our life experiences, our life challenges, the good things, the challenging things that happen in our life. And I really do believe that growing up, at least our generation, the generations prior to us, kind of were indoctrinated with this idea that we should never talk about when bad things happen. We should never talk about our shit. We should never air our dirty laundry, if you say that, because for some reason there'd be shame around it. But that really negates the idea that life is a series of experiences that are designed for us, challenging and good. And so when we're in challenge is when we need the most support, when we're going through tough times, and we all have tough times. That's kind of the point. Life is difficult, and that's okay. But when we do that in isolation, it causes more shame. And so part of the whole point of this podcast is hopefully with each episode, one person will align with, at least one person, will align with the message of the guest, see themselves in it, feel seen, feel heard, feel understood, and maybe walk out of that corner of shame and isolation and connect with one person in their challenge. As a certified trauma recovery coach, I'm constantly trying to help break the stigma around mental health, relationship challenges, emotional challenges. And one of the best ways to do that is to break the cycle of shame. So what I do to find my guests, I go onto different forums and I try to find people I've never met with before to kind of illustrate that no matter who I pick off of a random corner or off of a random forum, everybody's walking with a story and everybody's walking with shit. And it's our goal to help people flip that. So today's guest is Sabrina Schottenhamel. Sabrina is coming from western suburb of Chicago. She's a massage therapist, an introverted leader, which we're going to talk a lot about today, professional speaker and author. She's passionate about gaining humble confidence, but also keeping your health a top priority. This compelled her to share her message with a larger audience, delivering keynotes and workshops. Her greatest transformation came in 2013 when she joined the Woodbridge Toastmasters Club. This pushed her to overcome her fear of public speaking. In 2015, she won the Toastmasters Best Speaker of the Year award. That's amazing in such a short time. She's spoken at colleges, universities, libraries, professional organizations across her state. She's also a member of Engaging Speakers, a professional speaker network. And she's a published author with articles in Skin Inc., Day Spa magazines, Fender Bender, and Sparkle and Rise e-magazine. So welcome, Sabrina. It's so nice to have you.
Thank you, Stacey.
So when you and I first met, gosh, it's got to have been a few months ago when we did our pre-podcast interview. What I loved about what you shared with me was this deep fear of speaking, not necessarily showing up. You were a dancer, you were comfortable on the stage, but there was a fear in using your voice. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, of course. Yeah, like Stacey mentioned, I was a dancer. I started ballet at 2.5 years old, and I absolutely loved performing and dancing and expressing myself through the art of dance. But if you asked me to raise my hand in class or speak up, I turned red, I started sweating, and my mouth would dry out, and I just felt like I couldn't speak. And the whole complex came when I was held back in first grade. And I don't remember anyone saying like, you're stupid, but I put that complex on me. And I wore the label for a very long time. I am stupid. And be shy, pull in, and not want to speak in front of people, because I thought if I spoke up and I slurred my words or I stuttered or said something wrong, people would judge me. And so I basically stopped being an inquisitive child and struggled through school pretty much my whole career.
As you say that, of course, like my trauma lens goes like really, it gets so laser focused, and I can see, for whatever reason, the choice to have you repeat a grade, right? We can say held back, but let's just say we repeated a grade, which again, just like having challenging life experiences, we don't talk about it. It's okay to repeat a grade, right? But it was I know you said you put a label on it, but it really ultimately it was what it left you feeling about yourself. Right? So whenever we talk about trauma is never the event. It's how it leaves you feeling about yourself, about others, and the world around you. So if the feeling about yourself is, there's something wrong with me, I'm different in a negative way, and this is why I'm having to repeat when everybody else moves forward, I am ... in your words, not mine, stupid. When we were talking about shame earlier, sometimes people don't understand the difference between guilt and shame. Guilt is often, I did something bad, right? I took an action. I'm not proud of that action. Shame is, I am bad, right? It's I did something stupid versus I am stupid. I am is the shame. It's how you perceive yourself. And if it's in a negative light, it's considered very shameful. And it's very difficult to see the world through a positive lens when you're walking through your primary lens of shame, right? Do you have a sense of, was there anything else specific other than being, and, having to be repeating a grade that you felt was causing you to shrink in that way?
Not really. I had a really good home life. My parents loved me. They gave us everything, even though, I thought I was a spoiled child, even though at the time I didn't know that. It was many years later that I realized, wow, my parents really gave me a lot of stuff and love, and we went on vacations all the time. So no, I don't think it was really anything else. It was just that moment where I was held back, or like you worded it, repeated the first grade. And then I felt shameful of that, held on to that. And that's what made me draw into myself.
How did that shame change the way that you interacted with people and the way that you saw the world?
I remember my mom saying when we would go to church and, hang out afterwards and talk to everybody, my sisters and I would sort of like hang on to my parents and not really go out and socialize. We just liked hanging out with them. Like they were our comfort.
I was going to say that was your security.
Security.
Yeah. So it was almost like, and did you feel, it was interesting when you said that you felt like you were walking with this label of I'm stupid, and then you were afraid to speak up because you would figure people might figure this out about yourself, even though it wasn't the truth, it was your truth. Yeah. Did you kind of feel like if you spoke out that label would not be invisible?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Interesting. So what happened in 2013 that led to this catalyst, this unbecoming, if you will, of going back and finding your voice?
Yeah. So being an entrepreneur, I had my own business for several years, and going to networking events, you have to speak up and share about yourself and your business. And I I was very scared at the beginning, but I started to overcome that. And then through the process of learning about myself and my business and how to build my business, so personal development, business development, all that stuff, I kept hearing a lot about public speaking and Toastmasters and just a lot of getting out there to share your voice. And I kept saying to myself, no, I don't want to do any of that. But I finally looked into Toastmasters, and there was a club in walking distance from my house. So this probably started around like 2011, 2012.
Okay.
Because by the time I actually went to a meeting, it was about a year and a half. And then once I went to that meeting in 2013, I participated in what's called table topics. So you go up to the front of the room in front of, I didn't know anybody there, and you speak off the cuff. You get a topic and you speak for 1 to 2 minutes. And I did that. And I'm so glad I did, because something inside me clicked and said, Sabrina, you need to do this. And so I joined, and I haven't turned back.
So your business, and you were mentioning that you're entrepreneurial in spirit, is a massage business, correct?
Yes.
So how have you been able to take this new inner confidence? How has it changed your life, both personally and professionally?
Well, it's changed my confidence because I'm able to stand up for myself and my business and create the boundaries. Because, when you're building a business, you tend to work 6-7 days a week, saying yes to everything, even saying yes to clients that maybe are not the best fit for you, and figuring that out and then creating those boundaries, of course, taking the days off, going through the whole burnout period, and then figuring out that I need to take care of myself. I need to get a massage at least once a month and do all these little things to keep my energy level high so I can give my clients the best that I want to give them.
I think it's so interesting that you were talking about lack of boundary setting, right? So because I'm a trauma specialist and I talk about it all the time, one of the big misconceptions, there's a lot of misconceptions about what trauma is. People think it has to be acts of violence, abuse, aggression. It's really anything or everything that leaves you feeling insecure, insignificant, unseen, unheard, unvaluable, right?
Yeah.
Unsafe. And so to your point, loving family, secure, always seeking comfort from your parents, right?
Yep.
It wasn't something that was happening at home. It was a circumstance of probably your parents having a deep discussion saying it would be beneficial if Sabrina got an extra year of first grade because down the road, it's going to help her out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So something in your benefit, a decision is made in your benefit, a smart decision that probably your parents would make the same decision in your benefit today.
Yep.
Was perceived as I'm not enough.
Yeah.
Right? That's always trauma. So that's a big trauma for people. I'm not enough. I'm different. What I want is not available to me, but it's available to everybody else, which is just this natural moving on to the next grade. Okay. Those are the three big things that are signs of having been walking with unresolved trauma. There are 5 things that show up in adulthood that people do not understand as unresolved trauma from childhood. Significant people pleasing, inability to set boundaries, worrying about other people's opinions in the sense that they matter much more than the opinion you have of yourself, perfectionism, deep fear of making a mistake or failure. And then the one that people don't really understand, which is the one I'm really fascinated with, is unexplained autoimmune, chronic inflammation, chronic pain, or rare disease that nobody can explain. Okay. And that last one is like a topic for a whole other podcast.
Oh, yeah.
But when I talk about the people pleasing and the inability to set the boundaries and that worrying about other people's opinions, those first 3, all of that comes from I want people to like me. And I'm afraid if I don't put their needs first and I say no, or I make a decision for myself, I may upset them. I may cause conflict, and I want to avoid that. And so therefore, I'm just going to overextend myself to my detriment. Does that speak to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do still have a little, emotional stuff that's going on, and I've worked through a lot of it. And even as an introvert, I have an introverted group that meets on Zoom once a month, and I still have trouble growing it because I'm not sharing it throughout the month and promoting it. And it's caused me to I still run it once a month, and I still get between like 2 and 6 people, but I'd love to have 15 or 20. Even though it's an introvert group, it should be small, but 15 would probably be still a really good number. But I still hold back and I hide, even though I love being on video. I love putting videos out there. It's just a little something that doesn't want to be judged.
Yes.
By putting myself out there.
And I think that that's the hook, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
whenever I work with people that are having a hard, I have had quite a few people in the last year that have come to me literally to work on the issue of the fear of being seen, the fear of showing up. And usually these are entrepreneurs. This is interesting. I can think of a handful right now, entrepreneurial women between the ages of 30 and 50 years old who have a great idea, who feel very confident in their idea, but there's something that's holding them back from taking it all the way. And they have this fear of being seen and showing up.
Yes.
And it's usually rooted in either when they were seen, something negative happened, right? Or I'm afraid to show up because it's going to put me in a vulnerable spot. And I've been in vulnerable spots before. And that felt like fear, angst, confusion, and those feelings don't feel good. So these protective parts come up and say, no, I got you. We're just going to stay small. We're going to hide a little bit. But it's keeping you stuck, right? Because it doesn't allow you to get to where you want to be, which is, in this case, hosting this introverted networking group, right? Now, is there a specific name for the networking group?
I call it Networking for Introverts.
Okay. And tell me about that group.
So we meet on the third Thursday of the month at noon Central. We keep it under an hour, or sometimes it goes to an hour. And I just have different topics to help introverts learn about themselves, and then also to develop skills to become the introverted leader that they're meant to be. Not to change them as an introvert, but we as business owners need to take those necessary steps, like you were just saying, to show up without feeling bad about ourselves or being fearful that someone's going to judge us. We have to be very strong and confident in our personality.
Have you read the book? I'm sure you've read this, the book Quiet by Susan Cain.
Yes.
So for people that, you can't see it in my screen here, but I have a huge bookshelf behind me. And one of the books on there is called Quiet, and it's by Susan Cain. And it's really, what I love about this book is I think for me as an extrovert living in a house with 3 introverts, it was really powerful for me to understand, number one, what introversion really is, which I would like to get your definition of that, because I had a misperception about that. And also, why is this extroverted world trying to make introverts fit into it? And I think it's really because it just makes them more comfortable. Right? So what was your take on this book by Susan?
So I listened to it in the car because I drive quite a bit. And it's interesting because I was telling one of my clients, I'm like, I'm listening to this book and it's called Quiet. It's about introverts and it's like 8 hours long. And she's like, well, that's sort of interesting that an introvert would have that much information to talk about. And I'm like, well, yeah, because she doesn't only talk about introverts, she talks about the relationships between an introvert and an extrovert, or two introverts or two extroverts, and how the dynamic can go back and forth. And especially if you have a extroverted partner or best friend, you need to understand each other, because your extrovert friend processes things in the outward manner. They always want to talk and lead the conversation, whereas the introvert's just going to sit back and listen and observe. And then if there's conflict, oh gosh, let me go and hide for that, especially. But through learning about how to become an introverted leader, I've learned that communication is key. And speaking up front when there is maybe a situation that is uncomfortable for us as introverts, and putting that out there and saying, okay, I know there's conflict and I want to talk about this situation, but I also need time to process it. And then when I'm done processing it, whether I'm in my head or jotting it out or speaking to another introverted friend, once I compose a good message or answer, then I can come to you and really express myself fully.
So I have a whole bunch of thoughts to this. Number one, it's so funny that you're saying that, because we're in the process right now with negotiating with potential college for my son, scholarship money and merit money. And I was having a conversation with my husband like 5 minutes before we got online about this. And I asked him to consider a new thought on how to approach it. And I could see initially he wanted to like pump the brakes, but I've learned enough to know him, and we've been together for 27 years. I said, how about you just go back to your desk and just process it?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to give me an answer. Do whatever research you need to do, spreadsheet it out if that's what you have to do, because he's like the master of spreadsheets, and sit with it. Don't give me an answer right away. I'm the kind of person that I like to work off the cuff. It actually feels like adrenaline to me. Put me on the spot, and I love to. It doesn't feel fearful to me to be put on the spot. It feels energizing and engaging for me. That's why I think just even doing a podcast, I never prepare other than you filling out a form. I just go in raw, because I love to be on the spot and go with that flow. That would make him highly uncomfortable. He would have a list of questions to ask and sit within that list, right? And that's okay. But here's the question I want to ask, and I'm not trying to create conflict, and I'm not trying to be controversial or put you on the spot, but I'm curious. So I have one philosophy, and it's not fully baked. Okay. So it's not like something I stand strong on, but someone was asking me the other day about Enneagrams. And I know about Enneagrams just enough to be dangerous, right? So everybody knows there's an Enneagram number, and it's supposed to be kind of representative of your personality, if you will, and have you navigate the world. But the one book that I've really read on Enneagrams that's resonated with me talked at the very beginning about how really what the Enneagram number represents is how you learned to cope with the world around you during a time of stress or in a stressful environment. And the concept behind it is your number's not fixed. As we evolved, so does our number. Given that, I have this, again, personal point of view that we're kind of all born similarly, like very malleable and flexible, and basically as a ball of love and light. And then as we observe our environment, we start to adapt, right? And as I say, I have a saying is, as young children, we start to shape shift and shed authentic pieces of ourselves in order to feel comfortable in our environment, or feel connected, or feel like we fit in, right? So do you think introversion is a born trait, or do you think it is a learned coping strategy in order to navigate the world around you?
That's interesting because I remember in the book, there was a doctor that was testing babies. Like if they had a noise and they turned towards it, I don't remember if it was introverts that turned towards it or away from it, whatever it was. But then they come to find out that that's not really solid because, like you say, you sort of shape shift in your environment. And as a entrepreneur and speaker and massage therapist who was networking to build my own business, I come off as an extrovert. Like most people think, because I do so many things, that I'm an extrovert. And I've heard my other introverted friends say this too. They're most of them are leading groups or going to all these events, and they love it because it helps them to build their business. But then they also need that time to come home, get in their jammies, put on a, Netflix or read a book or grab a mug of tea and snuggle, because that's how we recharge our batteries, is just being alone.
Well, that was going to be my next question, because this is really opening up an interesting conversation. So how do you define what it is to be an introvert? Because this is the thing I think I learned the most in the book. And I was wondering how you define introversion.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I guess I never really thought about how I actually define it.
Well, how do you come up with the label for yourself?
So I've always thought of myself as a shy person.
Okay.
I like being alone. I like my quiet time, especially in the morning. And I know that's what recharges me.
Okay.
I know if I am on vacation, like staying with my parents, and, I like to get up early and do my meditation, my exercise when it's quiet, no one's around. But if they wake up, or if my husband's awake, or whoever's like walking around, it makes me uncomfortable. So I like being around people because I do get a little bit of charge by being around people, but I also need my quiet time, especially in the morning, to set me up for that. Not like I'm trying to find the words for it. It's not a fake way of showing up, but it's more of like a grounded confidence that I need, that routine in the morning to show up in that confident, grounded way.
It's a recharge.
Yes.
And that's what I felt like I learned, because you said it before. Like, I always grew up thinking introverted meant shy.
Yes.
Right. And what I learned in the book, and what she so eloquently wrote about, and I think she's coming out with the second book, like soon. Yeah, I just heard that, was introverts, people who are clear introverts, recharge by getting quiet and by being alone. Whereas an extrovert gets recharged by being around a lot of energy.
Yes.
Right. And so using my husband as a perfect example, who he would qualify himself as an introvert personally, if we go to the mall and we're getting into the car to leave the mall, I can't describe it, but I can feel my energy cells within are like bouncing, like, Mexican jumping beans. They're like, bing, 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 bing. Like, it feels like a recharge to me. Even if I didn't speak to one person at the mall, I was absorbing energetically all the vibes around me, right? Whereas my husband will get into the car and say, that drained me, right? We were only dialoguing with each other. He wasn't in a party where he's having to be on and dialogue with, but sensory overload, bright lights, lots of people, kind of hypervigilant, looking around, making sure, I think just in his role as a husband, is always making sure everybody's safe, and then he's just on. And then the moment he gets into the car, he's like, I need to go home and take a nap. All we did was walk around the mall, right? And hit a couple of stores. But I see that as true introversion. Right. But I also see that maybe as someone who's really sensory sensitive. So when you talk about grounding. It's almost like creating this baseline of calm because no matter what, you're going to go into the world and be not bombarded, but like interacting with a sensory overload. And I definitely have a kid that's like sensory sensitive, and he needs the recharge. And he's that kid that comes home from school. Actually, both of my kids really, they're not the kid that comes home and then is like, see ya. They're the kid that comes home and one gets on a beanbag and one plays the piano, and they just need time alone to shift gears. Right. And even though both of my kids actually are super social, they also require this recharge time that is outside of being social. And I never saw my kids as introverted until I read that book.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So the question I ask you is, and this is going to be interesting, do you really feel that you're introverted, or do you feel more that you're just shy?
Am I introverted or just shy? Well, I think I'm a little bit of both. I used to be very, very shy because I labeled myself as that stupid girl, which made me pull in and be shy. And then through the development of myself and becoming a business owner, an entrepreneur, I realized that I am still a little shy, but I'm mostly introverted, maybe shifting into the ambivert, which is like the halfway between point of introvert and extrovert, where I like being around people, but like I was talking about, I need my quiet time to recharge.
Yeah. And I think the ambivert piece is really interesting. So for people, how would you describe it? And by the way, Sabrina, I'm just going to mention this, and I'm asking Starlyn in the background. I can't see your camera, so I don't know if you're on like a low bandwidth for Wi-Fi.
It's showing full bars now.
Okay.
I have everything closed on my computer.
He can see you. I can't. So we'll just keep going. And I know he'll clip that part out for me. But, so what's your definition of ambivert? Because for people that don't know, there's not just an extrovert and an introvert. There's also this concept of being an ambivert.
Yeah. So it is. It's like partway between needing that recharge time at home alone as an introvert and loving to lead conversations and be energized by people out in public. But it's like that halfway between point.
It's interesting because when I read about ambivert, I was like, oh, I think that's me. In my younger years, I would have said unapologetically, I'm 100% an extrovert, and on the spectrum of extrovert, I'm way over here. Super chatty, super engaging, super social. But I also never wanted to be at home because my home environment wasn't great. So when I talk about adjusting to your circumstance or your environment, that was a natural way for me to feel safe, right? Because I was around a lot of people. So nothing could happen to me if I'm around a lot of people all the time. But as I've become safer in my sense, in my body, in my space, in my relationships, I find myself wanting more quiet time. So I've found as I got older, I shifted. You talk about shape shifting as a younger kid, but even in older years, I've shape shifted. Maybe I'm unbecoming and really going back to my original self. Who knows? Well, I see myself more as an ambivert versus this extreme extrovert where I do need my downtime and I do need my time away from life, right? Kids, husband, family. And I need that to recharge. And I think that that's the key. It's the recharging.
I think everybody, even extroverts, need a time to slow down and recharge, even though, if they go on vacation, they may have lots of activities going, but it's a time away from their regular routine. But that still recharges their batteries. Whereas introverts, we go on vacation and we sit, we relax, we maybe go in the sun and read a book or take a nap a few times a day. Everybody needs to recharge. And whether you think you do or not, there is a definite recharge, reset button that needs to be pushed on every human being. Because we go so much in this world, especially in our culture. It's just fast paced, and you have to do a billion things and you have to multitask, but really we don't.
Yeah, this is so true. That's a whole other podcast too.
Oh yeah. And I just finished listening to the book. It's called, it's eluding me right now. Wait, it's by John Mark Comer. The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry.
Oh, tell me about that.
It's so good. He's a pastor at a mega church.
Okay.
And when he first started in his pastorhood, or whatever you would say, he was doing, I forget, it was like 6 or 7 sermons in a day.
Oh my gosh.
And he's an introvert. And he realized like he can't keep up doing that and be healthy and take care of his family and care for all the things, because there's just not enough time in the day and there's not enough self-care that you can do for yourself. And so he just talks about how we need to slow down and basically let our soul catch up to us. Take a long vacation. I mean, that's like one of his big things he talks about is taking a longer vacation, because most people in the United States, they don't take their regular vacation. If they get like 2 weeks vacation, they maybe take like 3-4 days.
I know.
And why? Like, we need to stop what we're doing and rest.
Well, I think it's interesting because I always have a book of some sort on my desk. And the book that I'm trying to get through, it's kind of a beastie book. It's quite big. It's called The Myth of Normal.
Okay.
And it's written by a guy named Gabor Mate, who is a medical doctor turned trauma specialist, in my opinion. And the subtitle is Trauma, Illness, and Healing in a Toxic Culture. And I think what you're describing about just Americans in general not taking a break, right?
Yeah.
That's not normal for the human experience. And it is, let's just use the word toxic to your system, because you're not allowing yourself to rest. But there is this inherent belief that either there's never enough time or I'm not worthy of rest.
Yes.
Right. And I live in a neighborhood where there's a lot of expats. We used to have a ton more pre-COVID, where like all of my neighbors were from different parts of the world. And especially my neighbors who were coming in from Denmark and Italy and London and France, they were still getting their holiday schedule from Europe. And they're getting like 6 weeks. And they're taking every ounce of it. And they're allowed to take weeks like very consecutively. So my husband and I were like, wait, you're going away for 3 weeks straight? And then you have another 3 weeks left? Like, it almost feels uncomfortable because there's this mindset for Americans that is, I'm needed. No one can do it without me. It's not worth going away because I'm going to be buried when I get back. And so therefore, I'm going to make the conscious decision not to take rest. And that is a very common thought process for Americans that I think is very toxic to the human being, if you will. Right. But it's funny because I have this sweatshirt on that says, if it costs you your peace, it's too expensive.
Yeah.
And we wonder why so many people in our country are feeling so stressed out, so burnt out. have tremendous anxiety. We have higher levels of, diagnosed depression, and they're not seeing how those two things connect. Mm-hmm. But I also do think, because I do study developmental trauma and I coach on it and I preach on it, that I believe that those core thoughts are rooted in, if I don't do these things, people will know I'm not enough, because that's what I believe about myself. And I think there are too many people walking around with that core belief. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty simple one.
My husband and I have been taking 2 to 3 this last December through January. We took 4 weeks off and we went to Arizona.
Wow. What'd you do there?
We hiked and we hung out with friends and family and just had a great time.
Now, is he an entrepreneur? Is he self-employed?
No, he's not. He has to actually go into the office every day because he works on machines.
Okay.
And he was just able to swing 4 weeks in a row because it was the last 2 weeks of 2022 and then the first 2 weeks in 23.
Right.
And he actually gets, with vacation time, sick time, and holidays, I think it comes out to 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So he strategically takes his vacation time around holidays. So he gets those bonus holidays.
Yeah. Uh-huh. But it's interesting because I can see it in the people around me. There's even this scarcity mindset of, I know that I have 4 weeks now because I've been with my company long enough. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be penalized if I actually take my 4 weeks. Or with maternity leave, I know I get X, but nobody takes it. And so if I take the full amount, there's going to be some sort of disadvantage for me. Mm-hmm. And I think culturally that really needs to shift, because we're seeing, as I mentioned earlier, a lot more diagnosis of chronic inflammation. I'm sure you see this as a massage therapist, chronic fatigue, autoimmune, rare diagnoses. I see it in my practice as a coach, and I'm constantly actually looking to partner with acupuncturists, massage therapists, people that are more in a holistic space of healing. Mm-hmm. Because I find that they're seeing that pain gets so bad. They're seeing people who do, modalities of manual body work to try to help the person work it out, but they're not also working it out from within. Mm-hmm. Right. And I feel like that from within is a big part of it, because studies show things like rheumatoid arthritis. I've been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis in 2020. There's there have been 100 studies, a very clear line connection to women who didn't use their voice, who have unexpressed anger. Mm-hmm. You have to do the right studies in order to get that, but it's been studied over and over and over again.
Yeah. And it's studying, yes, you have to go to the emotional level and figure out what's going on there, as long as, along with, I should say, the manual massage or acupuncture, but then it's also what you're feeding yourself too. Whatever you're eating or drinking, that's going to come out in your skin, because our skin is the largest organ. And you talked about anger, that's the liver.
Yeah.
So, feeding our bodies really well. Like my husband and I and my family, we take these high quality plant powders that are amazing, because no one is getting enough nutrition in order to heal their body. And when you're getting this,
because I think it's, feeding your body with nutrition, hydration, but I think it's also about feeding your mind with the thoughts.
Oh yeah. Mindset needs to be positive.
Right. So what people don't understand is when it comes to the thoughts, you can't will yourself positive thoughts. I have a little bit of an issue with just like flat out daily affirmations, because if you don't believe that shit, it doesn't matter. And so that's one of the reasons why I got certified in hypnosis and use a hypnotherapy model with some of my clients, because the thought can't change and can't be really rooted in truth if the core belief doesn't change, because your thoughts come from that core belief. But to your point, when I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, it was October 2020. Prior to being diagnosed, the inflammation in my body was so painful and my fatigue was so real. I had on my own started researching highly inflammatory foods and removing them from my diet to see if that would help. But when I received the diagnosis, immediately the rheumatologist wanted to put me on steroids.
Yep.
And there was just something deep in my gut that said no. You know, I study ACEs, which is adverse childhood experiences. I know the correlation between adverse childhood experiences and certain ratings of that score in combination with certain illnesses. And I knew that there was a correlation there. So 2 things happened. Once I asked her if she knew about ACEs, and I told her that I was a 5 out of 10. And that I knew that my chances of having an autoimmune were closer to 80%. And her response was, I've heard of it. And I was like, okay. And the second was, I'd like to defer going on anything. And I'd like to take my own approach for at least the next 3 months to see what I can do. And my approach was intensive acupuncture. So I was going to an acupuncturist that, is very trauma informed. And I was getting at least two acupuncture sessions a week. And while what I liked about her practice is often you'll go into an acupuncture room and you'll get your needles and then they walk out and they're doing the person in the next room. But she only had one room. So she was in the room, and at least when my inflammation was at its worst, while the needles were there and I would get into this very deep trance, she was also doing Reiki at the same time. Right? So I did that. And the interesting thing about that is my inflammation numbers were off the charts. My creatine proteins were off the charts. And, you know, they're 3-4 times like the normal level. And after doing that, I did that intensely for 3 months. And then I went once a month for the remaining 9 months. And I brought my score from a 10 down to a 2.9.
Wow.
And added gluten and dairy and sugar back into my diet.
Interesting.
Right. So I was, what's interesting about that is the acupuncture was helping align my body, but I was also having real emotional breakthroughs on the table.
Yeah, there's a lot of healing in the physical touch, whether it's massage work or acupuncture.
Yeah, I mean, there would be times where I would just be bawling my eyes out because I was having these huge epiphanies while laying still. I mean, there's not much you can do when you've got a bunch of needles in your entire body.
No.
Except for just to be still. And in those moments, and there was one moment where she was doing cupping and my entire back was covered, and it can be very uncomfortable to start. And I was laying on my stomach and I had this huge thought process that really helped me realize part of my trauma was feeling alone in my circumstance, but that I was never alone because my body was actually protecting me. And it was breaking down on me in my 50s.
Yeah.
Right. And in my 40s, it was just too much. So now I felt like I was giving back and healing it. So I don't know that I could have gotten that epiphany even just sitting with a coach. Like I needed to have that physical experience. So I really took that, I'm going to put in quotes, alternative approach to my own healing. But I'm kind of proof in the pudding that if you can do the work, I adjusted my diet. I adjusted my thoughts. You know, so it wasn't just what I was consuming through my mouth, but it was what I was consuming through my own thoughts. And those two things in conjunction really was where the healing began for me. And it was profound because I can honestly say that my rheumatoid arthritis, I shouldn't even say the rheumatoid arthritis is in remission. I'll have a flare up once every few months in my elbow joints, but it's always incongruent with something very sad happening actually, or something stressful. But it quickly will go away.
Yeah. You recognize it and then you change your thoughts, you change your environment or whatever you maybe have consumed. Yep. It's all in alignment with each other.
Yeah. It's been fascinating. So tell people, anybody that's been listening to this podcast that's really intrigued about what it means to be introverted, to be an introverted leader that maybe wants to be networking with other introverts or introverted leaders, what do you have that is available to them for that?
Well, I can share the registration link because we meet on Zoom once a month. And it's networking for introverts, like I said earlier, but I'll say it again, the third Thursday of the month at 12 p.m. Central Time. And it's open for all introverts, or, if you think you're an extrovert, but maybe an ambivert, or, shape-shifting into an introvert, you can come join us too. So we just talk about various topics similar to what you were just saying, what we consume here in our mind. We listen to, we eat, and what we take on, because we're highly sensitive people. So we do talk about those subjects so that we can shed light on them, work through them, and step into the person that we're meant to be.
I love that. We could actually do a whole episode on HSP because I've done a lot of studying about that because I have at least one highly sensitive person in my house, and I try to really meet them where they are. I'm not trying to get them to fit into my world. I want to let people know what your website is. It's SabrinaSchottenhamel.com. So I'm just going to spell it out for those of you who are not going to see the show notes. Sabrina, Sabrina, Schottenhamel, SCHOTTENHAMEL.com. And I've been to her website. You get to see all of the exciting things that she's doing and all the resources that she's pulled. And there's information there about networking for introverts. And of course, you can find her on YouTube, Sabrina Schott, SCHOTT. You can find her on Facebook. You can find her on LinkedIn and on Instagram. So this has been such a pleasure.
Yes. Thank you, Stacy.
One thing that I love to do is offer ideas for free, low cost or no cost resources. Because when I was in my most challenging time with my mental health, I didn't have the funds to do what I just did when it came to helping myself with the rheumatoid arthritis and be able to afford something like acupuncture. When I was going through a mental health crisis that I had in my 40s, I did not have the funds to go get help. So I was reading, podcasting, YouTubing, and I was on a high, I was consuming a high amount of data, trying to help myself until I could afford some dedicated help. So when you were going through your challenges in 2013 and kind of breaking out of that cocoon, was there something specific that you read, or was there a podcast that you love or a YouTube resource that you love that people who may resonate with your story could listen to or read?
Well, I didn't really listen to podcasts back then, but joining Toastmasters and other speaking network groups, that's what really helped support me and my needs at that time. And plus, I was doing a lot of self-care. So yeah, I know massage costs money and getting facials and stuff like that, but it's not about doing that physical work of going to get a spa service. It's about doing those little things that add up. So my morning routine is hydrate, meditate, and activate. I hydrate tons of room temperature water, maybe like 20 to 30 ounces. I sit and meditate. I pray. I listen to a prayer meditation in the morning, and then I do some kind of activity. And yes, it's my morning routine, but knowing that you can take little pieces of that throughout your day where like, okay, I only have 10 minutes to stretch in the morning. Well, that's okay because I have a break in between my meetings or my calls from 12 to 12:15. I can go out and take a walk, or I can do another stretch video. And taking, obviously hydration is key throughout the day and feeding your body really well. But taking those little pieces throughout the day to take 5, 10, 15 minutes to self-care, that is what matters the most. So that is my, free advice is do things that don't cost money, like going for a walk or stretching or free YouTube workouts.
Yes. So hydrate, meditate, activate.
Yes.
And I know meditation became a big part of what I was trying to do during that time. And I don't know if she still offers this, but at the time, Oprah Winfrey was partnering up with Deepak Chopra, and they would offer 21-day meditation challenges for free.
Okay.
Off of her website. And I just made that, I committed to that for myself. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't say I'm great at meditating. It's not something that's a daily part of my practice, but I found great solace in it when I was doing it. Mm-hmm. So I love that. Hydrate, which I also don't do well with. Hydrate, meditate, activate. Great advice from Sabrina Schottenhamel. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, if people want to check her out, it's SabrinaSchottenhamel.com. And if you liked this episode, you can check out all of our episodes. Just search up Flip That Shit, follow it, subscribe to it, download it, and enjoy it. Have a good day, guys.